Play of the day.
Get off me,
Josh Allen, great game overall.
When you see the snap fumbled, you say, okay, turnover on downs. It doesn't matter who recovers it. It's fourth down unless that happens, which you never see happen.
He's live when he does that. Once he drops the ball, he's a runner. Headshot. Get him up out of there. Night-night.
Look at that. All right, more from this one. Bills pull off the Turkey Day
Next play.
Double reverse touchdown pass from John Brown to a wide open Devin Singletary.
His first throw of his career, he's 100 for 100. Pay the man his money.
Man, that was a beautiful pass, too.
Yeah.
Nice
Hey, listen,
spiral.
just don't miss the open guy. When it's there, just don't miss the layup, man. It reminds me of that old Snickers commercial when the guy's wide open in his zone, he drops it.
Because he was hungry?
Yeah.
Saints and Falcons, Shy Tuttle picking off Matt Ryan, then destroys him with the nasty stiff arm.
Oh, man.
That's what happens when you got all that girth, man. The ball don't bounce off and deflect off hard-cut rip players. It just sucks into the awesomeness. This is an armpit. Straight awesomeness. It was like, it looked like little baby Ross Buser right there.
Ryan, oh, no.
It's an insult to injury.
That looks like a night-night, Bart.
Oh, man, that is, get out the club, you're not 21.
On to the biggest game of the weekend, the 10-1 49ers going up against the 9-2 Baltimore Ravens Sunday on Fox. Both teams boasting their most valued weapons. For the Ravens, that's Lamar Jackson, now tied for the most passing touchdowns in the NFL, 9th in the league in rushing yards. For the Niners, they're holding opponents to less than 250 yards per game. That is the best in the NFL. But how will that defense stop the unstoppable Lamar Jackson? Here's San Francisco's head coach, Kyle Shanahan.
He's just different in that he's just he's a running back when he has the ball. You know, with the other two guys, they can make a lot of plays with their legs and stuff, but eventually they're going to slide and things like that. This guy, he is a running back out there and a quarterback when he's throwing, but he can run hard. You got to bring him down. He can take the hits, and he also can deliver them.
The distinction between the other two guys he was talking about, Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, and what you have from Lamar Jackson week in and week out. Nick, who's got the edge here, Lamar or that 49ers defense?
Lamar right now is overwhelming favorite to win the league MVP. I think he likely will. He's been sensational. He's proven any of the doubters, at least temporarily, if not permanently, wrong. And anyone that said he should change position and actually be a running back or wide receiver looks like a fool. With all that said, I like the Niners defense this weekend. I like the Niners this weekend. I think the Niners can present a very unique problem for Baltimore, offensively and defensively, by the way. But as far as the Niners defense against Lamar and the Baltimore offense, I think the Niners have the ability to create pressure with just 4, which is the single best thing you can do in defensive football. So you can have 7 guys in coverage, and they can do not the same thing, because nobody's really trying to do the same thing the Chargers did against Lamar in the postseason, where they had 7 defensive backs on the field. Yeah. But what they can do is they can have 7 guys whose pure responsibilities are coverage and spying Lamar, while also not giving Lamar a lot of time to throw, because those 4 down linemen can get after the quarterback. So for that reason, because they can create pressure up the middle and off the edge, I think the Niners defense, which is as good as any unit in football outside of the Patriots secondary, that Niners front, I think they have the advantage this Sunday.
I know you got a politician suit on today, man, but you're going to lose this debate, because it's not because I'm just a homer, because I played for the Baltimore Ravens, just that I've seen the 49ers struggle against a quarterback that's similar to Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, but also you look at, really, you talk about that front 4. That front 4 is going to hurt them because they're a 4-3 defense. What that creates is tremendous amount of lanes, running lanes and throwing lanes. And what happens is, because Lamar Jackson is such a premier athlete, it's always going to hold the backside defensive end, which is Bosa. If the San Francisco 49ers want to have any form of success, they're going to have to take a page out of the Ravens book in the Super Bowl. No matter what, no matter if he's handing the ball off or not, when he's in that RPO type of posture, he's live. So he's a smaller guy. You hit him every play, and early on you give up yards. Remember in the Super Bowl, the Ravens hit Kaepernick every single play, and it took a toll on his body, and they got out of that offense. But you talk about the lanes that are going to be open, and what happens is you're going to have to creep up. When you creep up, because Baltimore plays with 3 tight ends, and they can double team everybody, they can get behind your linebackers, because your linebackers feel like they can't, wait. They have to come up and try and attack, and that's when it's going to create all the seams for Hollywood Brown, for Willie Snead, for all those receivers. That's the difference. Last year, when the Chargers did that, They were able to do that because Lamar Jackson wasn't a threat to throw the ball because he didn't have any weapons. Now he has home run hitters that you have to double, because if you don't put one or two on top of Hollywood Brown, he can run past you. We saw it last week. So this is just a bad matchup. Their best chance is to play keep away from this defense and run the ball, because you can say everything you want about San Francisco. They're 19th in stopping the run. That is a bad recipe on the road, playing at 9 o'clock, your body clock time. They better get out to a fast start. Jimmy G's going to have to take care of the football, not like he's been reckless. He's been reckless with the football the last couple of weeks. Action Jackson, not only has he been flawless, no turnovers, he hasn't punted in 2 games.
Right. Well, listen,
and they have the best kicker, too, in the league.
The Ravens are the hottest team in the league right now. Lamar's the hottest player. The Ravens are near touchdown favorites. They're at home. I understand all of that. I also have been more skeptical than most on San Francisco, so people are probably surprised I like San Francisco in this game. I just think the Niners are going to put Lamar in a position where they make him throw the football, and even though he is so much better than he was last year at that, I still think that is the way to get to Baltimore.
Okay.
If you can remove Lamar as a runner from the game plan, and your point of repeatedly knocking him to the ground even when he doesn't have the ball, I think it's a great one. Understanding we might give up a 15-yard run when he hands the ball off that we otherwise wouldn't give up, because we are going to focus in the first quarter of making him feel that we are here and we're going to be here all game, and how much that can take them out of their game plan. One of these teams, unless this is a very close game throughout, we're going to be able to see them in the position I think a lot of us have been waiting to see them in. How do they respond to being down 10 points? What is the counterpunch for the Niners or the Ravens in this spot? And on the other side of the ball, I do like the Niners' ability to repeatedly rush the football on offense to play keep away from Lamar, which would be the most effective strategy.
But here's the problem, because Wink Martindale, because he uses 4 DBs, now you have to identify who's coming, right? So the center's got to figure out 5-0. 5-0 means us 5 bigs have those 5 bigs. The problem is the Ravens don't play with 5 bigs half the time. They have Jimmy Smith, Carr, Humphreys, and I'm forgetting one, Jimmy Smith, right? So what happens is if Jimmy Smith's in the box, you saw last week they were blitzing both corners because they have 4 corners on the field. They feel comfortable in exposing the edges because they have physical corners that can blitz. Jimmy G's going to have to recognize where the blitz is coming from. Nobody blitzes their DBs more than Wink Martindale, and they's going to have to identify it. And Jimmy G's been getting away from that because he's been able to just rely on running the ball, and if anything breaks down, I know Kittles is going to be open.
And your point on the Ravens defensive backs is so they start the year because of injury and because they hadn't made the trade for Marcus Peters.
Right.
They got Humphreys, they got the ageless Brandon Carr. They then trade for Peters and get Jimmy Smith back from injury, and all of a sudden you've got 4 solid corners.
And Marlon Humphreys, physical guys.
Absolutely. And so that is where the Ravens on the year, their defensive profile is not of a great defense, but you really have to look at it from what they've done since about week 7, since when they acquired Marcus Peters, since they got healthier. I mean, that's as great as Lamar and the offense has been. The defense has been sensational of late as well. No, I think it's a great matchup. I'm really excited to see how Lamar deals with the best defensive front in football, because there is no front in the AFC he's going to face that is anywhere close to what San Francisco can present.
Quickly, who needs the win more?